Good morning. Today is Thursday and it is the 23rd of July. Unemployment numbers came out and they are another whopping 1.4 million new job losses in the good old United States of America. I believe that is the 18th week in a row of job losses. And that all collides with, this week is the last week that the federal government is adding that $600 stimulus to the economy or to unemployed people. So over the past 17 weeks, Americans who have been unemployed were given an extra $600 to help offset the cost of their rent and their mortgages and all that other stuff. That is ending on Sunday. This Sunday is the last week that anyone will get that $600. I guess the Republicans are talking that they want to reduce that to $100 a week. So now people will get $100 a week plus whatever their state pays them. On average, I think it's something like the states pay $200 a week. That means people will be making $300 a week. And you try paying your mortgage and your rent and buy food and pay for everything else, all your loans, your car payments, your student loans, with $300 a week. Good luck, America. In North Carolina, there are thousands of people, and this is just an article I got in the Washington Post, but it's all around the country, believe me when I tell you. In North Carolina, it says unpaid electric and water bills are driving families and cities to the financial brink. So, as many as 1 million families in North Carolina have fallen behind on electric, water, and sewer bills. It's historical. It is totally historical. It's going to be a time where people actually, write about this and study it and learn from it. So we don't go through this again coming. And there's no V recovery. This is going to be, a W, or it's really going to be an L, because the stock market is not the economy. The economy is how people are living and what's going on in the world today. So the Democrats want to pass this HEROES Act. It includes the $600 extra going out till the end of the year, but the Republicans want no part of it. It's funny too. It's not funny, but in Europe they have the same kind of programs for workers. However, the numbers don't look drastically different because the companies kept the workers on the books. So they're not classified as unemployed. However, the government is paying the payrolls of these people. And that also goes, I think Spain expanded it to September, but, a lot of them are ending, at various months. But, that's something to look out for too, because, I believe very little of what I hear on the media now. I feel like everyone just talks to or tries to get out there what they want people to think. It's not necessarily the truth. And I'll go back, I have this passion for Tanzania and its people. And I feel like they're just being lied to. How could every country in the world get through the infection, right? But they say, there's none here, it's zero. It's free of disease and free of infection, and everyone should come, and no one wears a mask. And I don't know. I pray for those people, and I really wish it was different, because like I said, I'd like to go back one day, and I don't know at this point if I ever will. So we have Europe. They're on furloughed employees benefits also, but through the company. And Europe's unemployment may rise quite a bit when they expire. Look at this. I just got a news alert 8 minutes ago. Steve Mnuchin, he's an ex-Goldman Sachs guy, says the GOP plan for unemployment extension will be based on a 70% wage replacement. I don't know how this is going to come out to be, but he's telling CNBC that the relief plan will enhance unemployment based on approximately 70% of wage replacement. So I guess, in a lot of ways, they don't want, people to make more than what they were making before. So now I guess they're going to have to give a percentage of the wage to people. So they're going to say Republicans hope to release their relief plan as soon as today, and they'll negotiate the final bill with the Democrats. I don't know if that's going to work very well. What about these self-employed people where they don't make an hourly wage and they don't have a steady, monthly income? And so they are considering slashing the extra benefit from they were $600 to $100 a week, and now they are looking into this 70% thing. Also, let's talk about schools, because I keep hearing schools are opening, and all these states, municipalities, universities, they are all going and spending lots of money on all these reopening plans. And then you got HIPAA and all this other crap going involved. So how do you manage this? So you open schools. It's September 1st and all schools open, right? So you have, 1,200 kids in our local high school. And you have, 95 teachers plus a whole bunch of administrators plus, right? And you got Miss Molly, who is, the freshman English teacher. And she comes down with the infection. And she sees, 120 kids a day. So now, because of HIPAA, you can't tell the students that Miss Molly's not in school today because she got this infection. And then rumors start and everyone gets worried and everyone starts staying home. And it just creates this whole big disaster, right? And then what substitute teacher is going to go replace Miss Molly? Because now you don't even know if your students have this or other people have it. And do you just close down the whole school for 2 weeks or 3 weeks? Or I just don't know how it's going to end. No plan is going to work. Just no plan is going to work. And then let's talk about sports, because this whole thing is crazy. The NFL, and like I said, I have this nonprofit that I run, and we've always run a food concession at Gillette Stadium to raise money. We get 12 volunteers. We bust our butts and we raise, some decent money for the org. So it's not happening. I mean, the NFL keeps coming out saying they're going on as usual with fans. Oh, they're going to block off 10 rows and there's going to be, it's impossible. It's impossible. You can't do it. First of all, nobody would want to go. It would be chaos. First, the employees and volunteers and people who work, they park like 2 miles away and they get bussed in. How the heck are you going to get volunteers to come and get bussed in to cook shoulder to shoulder in the back sausages and to serve people who are 40 deep in line? It's not going to happen. You got to manage toilets, you got to manage bathrooms, it's not going to happen. I personally think the whole season's going to be canceled. They haven't started training camp yet. They canceled all the preseason games, and I don't think it's going to happen. Before any of this, I sent an email out to all of our volunteers across all of our groups and said, we are canceling this season. Your safety and your health is much more important to us than any amount of money. So I don't need to follow it, and I'm trying. We've adjusted so much, trying not to rely on that income, and we've just cut programs, and we have to cut, right? We don't want to close, and we don't want to stop working and doing what we're doing, but it's going to be drastically reduced this fiscal year. It just has to be. But yeah, and I guess I was reading an article too this morning that said the owners of the teams got an email from the NFL back in May saying don't discuss anything, with the media. And then today, the owner from the Raiders, I believe it was, went on and saying, there's three options. There's an option where you cancel all the interleague games, so like AFC, NFC games, and then it brings it down to 12 games, and you start your games in November instead of September. But again, it's just kicking the can down the road. Everyone is kicking this can down the road, whether it's the economic can, whether it's the infection can, whether it's all these plans to reopen schools and to reopen baseball, football, hockey. They're all going to end. It's not going to continue forever. And I understand there's a lot of money involved, and a big money, and they don't want to lose it. But my goodness, like, football is a contact sport. Like, you're breathing on each other. You're shoulder to shoulder. You got a big squad. You got coaches and staff and coordinators and all these things. I can't see it happening. And I know it's big money. And they're saying that they want to deduct $250,000 from players because they're losing money if there's no fans. I'm telling you right now, there are no fans in those stadiums this year. There are 0 fans. If they think that those stadiums are going to be packed with people, even 200 people, they are mistaken. It is too much of a liability. It is too much of a risk. Like, these are my predictions. I don't think schools are going to open. I don't think football's going to go, and I think that the other major teams or sports will have a problem and end up canceling.